All right, so welcome to the fifth officials. Of course, we on the last year as we, come down to the end of the season. As a matter of fact, we went into the final weekend.
Sure, now blue team beat the red team,
right?
True.
Well, oh God, yeah, we're going into the final. We're going into the final weekend in the English Premier League.
Yeah, boy.
A lot of things have already been decided. The Italian Serie A thing's still up for grabs.
It's still up for yeah.
We'll talk about that.
Yeah, we'll reach it.
All right, so we're going to get into that in just a little bit. But for those of you who've been watching the football, we'll get into the FA Cup final and everything. So I ain't going to say nothing before.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So right now we are, well, we're not at Blazers.
We are wrong, Tom.
But we are wrong. All right.
We inside.
Hey, watch me.
We upstairs.
Watch me. Who could guess where we is in the comment section? A little got a little prize.
Yeah, you'll get a prize.
I don't endorse that at all.
Stefan
I'm not giving away anything again. I
Stefan
gave away
Biden.
enough things. But Blazers was kind enough to organize
the drink still.
Yeah.
All right.
And the drinks.
What happened? It's a little wet. It's a little wet outside. A lot of rain. It's overcast, as you can see.
As you all know, it's Monday.
And it is Monday. That's right. All right. So
in the rainy weather.
We're gonna get into things with the
It's squeezy.
Serie A. We're gonna start with Serie A. Inter Milan conceded the last minute to miss out on a Serie A top spot as Napoli dropped points this weekend. So they had the opportunity
to go top of the
in
league,
their hand to go top of the league, going into the final game week, and they slipped.
They blew it.
Both sides draw.
Yeah.
Both sides draw.
Exactly.
Yeah, but I think Napoli game finished first.
Yeah.
And Inter could, but they're not.
Yeah, they're not now.
Still up for grabs.
All right, so Italian Serie A still up for grabs.
Yeah, because the standings is like what, 1 point or something?
Yeah, it's 1 point.
Yeah, Napoli on 79, Inter on 78. So Inter would be on 80 if they won.
It's tight. Any surprises that it's so tight in Serie A?
Yeah.
Because I mean, just the other day, well, I don't know if that's still the rankings now, but Serie A was back at the number 1 week in the world.
Yeah, but Spain get the spot.
Spain
and England get the 2 extra spots in Champions League.
Okay.
So Serie A went down because of Betis making a final, Barcelona making a semi-finals. It worked out that way. Because remember, Inter Milan is the only Italian team that reached so far in European competition.
In the Champions League final, yeah.
In European.
On the whole.
They made it the furthest in any competition because how the extra spot works is only coefficient based on European fixtures. Champions League, Europa Conference League. Yeah. That's it.
Okay. All right. So
and Juventus and Roma and Lazio still up for grabs with that 4 Champions League spot.
Correct.
Yeah, that real tight too.
But Juventus on 67, Roma on 66, Lazio on 65.
Tight.
Anybody ball game.
Anybody.
Even Fiorentina and Bologna, Milan, well not Milan. Fiorentina and Bologna, they're competing for they're still competing for a European spot.
Okay.
In the Conference League.
It's tight. So any number could play in Serie A going into the final week. All right, we move into La Liga as Barcelona wrap up the La Liga title. So definitely no trophies for, well, no major trophy, I should say.
All right, say that,
Yeah, major. I made the mistake last week and I
What
get my place.
What do you consider
Madrid fanatic?
What do you consider not major?
I mean, like,
so what did you win?
No offense, because it might seem like I just pick on the squad right through, because people have told me that in recent weeks. But if it was Arsenal, they would consider the 2 trophies Real Madrid won major trophies. I don't think Real Madrid does either. And how I would know not to consider it a major trophy is when you win a treble. You can't win a treble winning a Intercontinental Cup and a Super Cup.
Yeah, no.
They don't come that way.
Nah, don't come.
It's the main domestic league, your league, and the Champions League. That is a treble.
Yeah.
Everything else other than those 3 trophies
It's interesting.
It's trophies, but it's
silverware, but
it's not major.
It's not. It wouldn't be considered as a treble.
No.
Or a prestigious treble.
Exactly.
Maybe it would be a treble.
You win 3 trophies.
But it just wouldn't be the prestigious treble.
Yeah.
Alright? So Barcelona wrap things up. So as you come to the end of the season here, what do you think is going to happen in La Liga in terms of
well, I see all they're beefing up.
Well, when Xabi Alonso was coming in.
Right.
As you can see, two things happening that I real like. Xabi Alonso coming in, Ancelotti going Brazil.
Right.
Ancelotti rest all the Brazilians.
Okay.
So, because if he wasn't going Brazil, he might have played them to
Yeah.
win. But yo, Vini only rock back because we are World Cup qualifiers.
Right.
Xabi Alonso coming in time for the Club World Cup. He said, listen, if I come in here, I need a centre back, a right back, and a left back. So far, he got his right back and his centre back. Just a left back now, going in. So, Real Madrid will be in a better place. And then with Cabal and all them coming back and things.
So, with this whole talk about Rodrigo, moving on.
Well, I saw he posted his nonsense.
Oh,
You know,
okay.
he have a little knock and he couldn't play.
Oh, okay.
I honestly, oh God, I see it again. It just sound like I'm picking on them. I honestly don't think Rodrigo would leave starting in a Champions League contending team and playing for what I consider the best team in the world to go Arsenal.
Yeah,
It's not like he lacking football in a minute in it.
Yeah, true. Yeah, but he's not playing on his side. He's not playing in his starting position. He won that left side.
He can't play on the left side anyway.
I know, but at the same time, if me as a footballer, I get to go somewhere where I can play in my position and I can be more effective, would I not go?
Interesting.
So you would leave, let me say, Manchester United, who playing on the right, to go and play for Ipswich on the left.
Yeah, but that's a very
that's a-
nasty
yeah.
drop. That
I
you
mean,
put there.
it's not really a nasty job because Ipswich only 2 places below Manchester United. Let's go.
Rodri win everything with Real Madrid? Rodrigo.
Rodrigo.
You win everything. You win everything with Real Madrid.
Everything.
So then why he can't move on?
Yeah.
Yeah, we could, but
Last week we talked that. I mean, Alexander Arnold win everything with
I mean, he
Liverpool.
could,
He
but
want to move on
I mean,
to
he
Real
could,
Madrid,
but
no problem.
would you go to Arsenal? Is my thing.
Why not?
Why would you go there?
It's a solid squad.
Yeah, but that left side don't have anybody solid.
It's a solid squad.
Martinelli.
I am not going to Arsenal.
Arsenal
You
is a
are not-
solid squad. I mean, we just
No,
let
they
them talk
are.
about that.
No,
It's
yeah,
a
we
solid squad.
We hate Arsenal all the
I'm
talk,
not going to
We're a
Arsenal.
solid squad.
but they are a very solid squad.
I'm not going to Arsenal.
And all they
Let me tell you why. Let me tell you why. I'm going to
and
Arsenal.
I hear they sign and they more or less terms agree to Lisa.
Let me tell you
With
why.
Arsenal?
Well, yeah. Let me tell you why I wouldn't go to Arsenal if I was Rodrigo. I would quicker go to, honestly, maybe Bayern Munich. If I had to pick a team. Because the culture in Real Madrid is drill team and winning. And I don't feel like that's the culture in
Well,
Arsenal.
maybe that's what Arsenal need.
No, they
Somebody who come from the culture
You
winning.
cannot need a 24-year-old to drill in culture in your club. If you don't have it, you don't have it. And Arsenal right now, they don't have it.
Yeah, but you see, I will defend Arsenal here. All Arsenal needed this season was a proper striker to put things in place.
All
I
I
need-
need that for a while. A good center.
All I needed,
They have not had that centre
all
forward.
I needed Saturday was 5 numbers on the Powerball to be a millionaire.
Oh God, man.
This
You're
man
being harsh,
always
You're being
that-
harsh. You're
You're
being harsh. You're
always-
being
I'm not
harsh.
being harsh, I'm being
You are
real.
No, you're being harsh. You're being harsh.
What was the excuse for the last 20 years then?
Arsenal? I don't know what was the excuse.
I don't know
Who
because
they had up front?
But they had
They had
from-
Giroud, they
They
had
had Lacazette.
they had Lacazette, they had Aubameyang.
yeah.
They had when Sanchez was playing for them and scoring goals like it was going out of style. They had some of the best midfielders in the world in Ozil. They had plenty players. What was the problem? Wasn't players. It was culture. It was mindset.
The winning mentality.
Yes, that
I
is.
say, okay, I hear you, but
Well, then they need to change the manager.
I said so already.
that ain't happening until next season.
I said so. You
I
cannot.
Yeah.
If they don't win anything again,
You
I
cannot
had to
be,
go.
you
Yeah,
cannot
remember,
be there for five and a
I
half
disagree.
years. You cannot be there for 5.5
I
years.
disagree.
And the best accomplishment is an FA Cup, which it wasn't in your
Okay,
team.
but I don't think he's in a position to lose his job.
I don't
Arsene
think so.
Wenger. Who run more second than Arsene Wenger?
No, more fourth.
Well, fourth and wherever.
But I just play full left. But the thing about don't compare that. Arteta get his time.
And
next
it's
season.
money.
Well, yes.
No,
But-
there's
but-
a difference
yeah, but-
between Wenger and
Arteta.
Arteta.
Yeah, but that's
Wenger-
a different era though.
Right, but money wasn't spending. Now
It's
money
spending.
spending.
Right,
You
but-
getting your listen. It's not that it's not like he buys Spurs and Daniel Levy and them don't like to spend money. You know,
Mhm.
it's 750 million pounds they give this man in 5.5 years, and the best player he signed is Declan Rice. You know,
Yeah, but that's
You
same
know the way
player.
you say that and make it sound like Rice is a
Rice is a good player, but
right, Rice is a good player.
Rice is a good player. Rice is a defensive midfielder.
Right.
Rice is not
Who knows to score free kicks.
right. He scored 2 in his whole career versus Real Madrid. But Rice is not.
But I had to play there.
Rice is not the man
Well, if-
that you're going to depend on to lead your club.
But Rice said only
Yes, your club.
if I buy a man who send Real Madrid back in the Champions League, money well spent.
Oh, okay, so
You looking like you spent the money in the
so
right
you
place.
telling me your
I'm just saying.
so you telling me your accomplishments based on beating Real Madrid?
Well,
No, I'm just
if you
saying-
talk to any Arsenal fans,
That's the greatest accomplishment in the
Right.
last 5 years.
I'm just saying in the context of Arsenal expectations, Declan
So-
Rice with the 2 free kicks versus Real Madrid to send them back in the Champions League.
That was worth $100 million.
Yes, the Arsenal might be worth
Yeah,
100 million.
So
to me as a
so
Liverpool
so
fan.
what so
But as
what
a
okay
Arsenal
so
fan,
what them 2 free kicks
Goodbye.
what them 2 free kicks win Arsenal.
Nothing as usual, but I'm
That's
just
it.
saying, in the moment,
but
you say, well, yeah, boy, all right, because
I
see why you
just-
spend that money.
I just think, to be honest with you, if Rodrigo wants to move on, I'm not saying he had to go Arsenal. I'm just saying he could go somewhere where he could be free on the left
On the
hand
left
side.
hand side.
That's all I
If
say.
there's one thing as a Real Madrid supporter,
Mhm.
we don't stop players from leaving. They want to leave,
Yeah, well, we know that.
go. They want to
I know
leave,
that.
go. It don't matter.
That is only Liverpool is going to.
Yeah, it don't matter who you
You get
are.
on, brother, man.
Buddy,
All the
look how
big
they-
Salah to stay.
Look how
We
the three
beg
trends-
All the big Salah to
How we
stay.
beg Salah
All
to
the
stay?
booing trend for leaving.
How we beg Salah to
We
stay?
had Chris
How we beg Salah to stay? We had Salah
every
contract.
week.
We had
Every
Salah
week in the-
contract. Look how long they carry Salah in
Every-
his contract before
every
he signed it.
week.
A whole season pass.
Every week in the presses. I want to Salah and Van Dijk and them staying, boy.
When
When,
guys in media,
when-
guys at Liverpool.
when Ronaldo was leaving in Madrid, it was Cristiano Ronaldo wants to leave. All right, cool. Next
That-
week he gone.
That is the media talking about the signing of the contracts
Well,
and they're
we-
going to renew this
I
one.
will-
they're gonna
I will
renew that
agree
one,
that English
and
media
we're
blows
going with
things
this.
out.
Oh, no,
And
no,
the
no,
media
of course
keep bringing
they
it
do.
back up, but Liverpool wasn't like, oh gosh, nobody in Liverpool was talking, so everybody was hush hush,
yeah,
professional as they always
Brother.
are.
No. Them
All it
English-
was begging.
not so. I'm not on Salah. Now.
Because remember- because-
what Trent?
Look how the
Then
Chile man.
Liverpool. Look how all the people treat.
Because Trent is born and bred, he's a Liverpool baby,
So
And
and he young still. Where you going?
we mean
Where
why
you
not?
going?
who was more budget than Raúl Casillas?
When Raúl will leave Real?
He left. It doesn't matter.
When?
He was about 30 something.
Thank you.
And he went and started for Champions League and continue scoring goals. But you want to leave? Go. Tony Cruz is here. One of the best midfielders in the world of football. I want to retire. Go. Varane. I want to go. Go. Casemiro. I want to go. Go. Ronaldo. I want to go. Go. Go your way.
Well, okay. And Trent is going his way too.
Yeah, but all the
Yeah,
beauty.
but and all that Bernie.
And watch when every one of those players are called, they
I-
get a tribute video and a farewell. All.
Trent will get the same.
Trent and
He's
Kane.
not getting that at
How
all.
we go get that?
He's gonna get
Who in
that
the
this
stadium coming out?
weekend.
Who in the
He's
stadium
gonna
coming
get
out?
this weekend.
Who in the stadium coming out for him? They'll boo
They
him
will
again.
come out. They will come out for him, man. They will
He
cheer
ain't
him,
played
man.
today.
He didn't play today because they frightened. He get boo.
No, he wasn't right. Give us away from.
That's small club mentality.
All right. So.
Small fans.
I'll leave you alone.
Small fans mentality.
Talking about Trent, talking about the English Premier League, Champions League spots come down to the last day, with the exception of course, Liverpool and run away with the league.
Yeah.
So we have second, third, fourth, fifth.
Whoever
United.
lost, who lost out in them games.
Yeah.
They have to, all of them have to
They
win.
come down
Yeah,
to who?
everybody had a win.
All of them have to win.
All right.
Who lose between Chelsea, Newcastle, not second. Arsenal lock up this one.
Mm-hmm.
Chelsea, Newcastle, Villa, Forest, City. Who lose? Out.
All right. So who are they taking?
I taken
I think Arsenal inside.
no Arsenal.
Arsenal
The lowest they
lock it
could
up.
drop is 2.
Yeah.
Right. City
But
inside.
Newcastle,
City not-
Everton.
You think? Well, Newcastle, Everton. Well, if Everton was playing home for the last game in this stadium,
Yeah, it
it would be different. Away, I could see Newcastle running away with that. Let me be real. The
Forest
game,
Chelsea.
that is the game where
This
it
weekend?
will be dependent on
Yeah.
the last one.
Forest and Chelsea. When
Forest.
you play.
In Forest.
Forest win that game.
No, Forest win that game. Forest could
Forest
win that game.
They're strong at home.
Forest could win that game and still don't make the Champions League.
Somebody had a drop.
No.
points.
If all the teams above them win, Forest will make the Champions League.
Okay.
Even if they beat Chelsea. Because Villa would have be on 69, City would have be on 70 something, you know, Newcastle would have be on 69, and Forest the highest they can make is 68.
Okay. So, all right. So we're looking at the top 5,
In
possibly being Liverpool, Arsenal, City,
Newcastle,
Newcastle,
Chelsea or Forest.
and either Chelsea or Forest. So whoever win that game in 5th place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. But you just said,
okay, I know what you're saying.
hold on.
I
You
was
just said if they win.
If Forest win, they going up to 69, and Chelsea will
yeah, but
drop.
if Villa wins their
Ah.
game versus United,
No, they have a better goal difference.
they are
It's only-
65 versus 66 just.
Oh,
Mm.
my bad.
Watching
Glasses.
the wrong thing. All right.
No.
It all
Glasses, because
it's
6 and
all
5.
it all
6
depends.
and 5 looking similar. To
That's what I
the-
said. I think City will win their last game. Newcastle will win their last game. Villa possibly could win their last game. I think it really coming down to Chelsea and Forest win that game. Have this spot.
And United beating Villa.
I would love that.
Yeah, United beating Villa.
If United beat Villa or Chelsea, I'll do a draw.
Yeah. Or United
All right.
beating Villa.
Yeah, I would love that. Or like a draw now.
All right. So that's how we're looking for the English Premier League.
Wait,
we,
on
al-
Rashford.
we already know who relegated. It have no surprises there.
Wait, no, that's why they send Rashford.
Southampton. I
They
mean,
send Rashford on loan to throw the last game versus United.
Yeah,
so
but he-
Aston Villa
he-
don't make
Yeah, but he can't play. He can't play. He
Listen.
He pull the hamstring.
Listen.
God, boy, that man always injured, boy. Eh!
relegation wise,
No,
No, that's
okay,
it.
forget
Relegation.
foregone conclusion.
Okay.
Yeah.
Southampton, Ipswich, and Leicester.
that. Yeah, forget that.
All right, and Leicester no catch a little form there, no they win.
But we have to. But we boy, Vardy
Yeah,
boy.
Vardy has it.
100
Vardy,
200
200 goal
in his last game for Leicester City.
Yeah, boy.
in front of the fans.
Yeah.
That was a good one, man. All right, so I tell you what, we gotta take a break. When we come back from the break, we got the TT Bet Arena power play and some information
So why-
from.
So why we didn't just go to the golden moment?
Yeah,
one
why
time?
we didn't
As
just
we
go
in
to the
England.
goal?
All right, we'll go to the goal.
You know what? He didn't read the script.
No, he didn't.
No, I want something else.
I know that, you know.
We seeing that.
I know that, you
We
know.
seeing it from here.
Watch your script and tell me if it don't make sense going to the golden moment.
Tell us.
All right, golden moment of the week. We'll go to that. So we're gonna get to the golden moment of the week. I picked it last week. I told you all. I mean, I was very, very clinical,
Yeah.
very precise in my commentary
Yeah.
in terms of Crystal
So you
Palace
said
form.
one, then?
No.
It's commentary on the pick now. You know?
Right.
Right? We want to
You know, he
thank.
thought that up all on his own.
I wanna thank the writers. I wanna thank.
Robin, big up yourself, my Robin.
Well done.
We wanna thank the writers at TT Veterina
You
for
can't
giving us
take away your pick from him.
such a perfect script to read. No, but Robin was spot on.
Yeah,
TT
yeah,
Veterina
yeah.
was spot on. You would think they would like to lead you in the wrong direction,
But they
so
let-
they could win your money.
But then
Actually-
if you pay attention to TT Betterina,
Yeah.
they just lead you down the right
How much
road
you
a lot
got? How
of
much you
time.
got? Was what? Four something
Four something to one. Four
Yeah,
for
but
something to one.
who's doing that against City? As in, like, who's making that?
Well, I won it.
Did we
Oh, you
expect?
did?
I won it.
Did
you
anybody
expect-
expect? Forget the betting.
Well, I didn't
Forget
win
the
it.
bet.
You know what I
You could
did?
bet. You could bet just looking for the odds and hoping you win.
Yeah.
But realistically,
Are you betting that City gonna?
will you put your life on it?
I know. I didn't put my life on anybody, on anything. I bet Crystal Palace to win the FA Cup.
Right.
Inter
To win?
Denver to
You hear what he said, right?
Denver
And
win.
then-
Inter Denver to win, and Denver.
Yeah, they
You
lost.
played Denver to beat.
I should
OKC
have never do that, you know.
At OKC.
No, you know why? You know why they lost?
Let me hear you.
We go come back to why they lost. There we go.
Yeah.
We go into the break.
No.
Oh.
Hold on. We have to give Crystal Palace a flowers.
Oh yeah, Crystal Palace, well done, boy. Golden moment. First
Golden
trophy.
Yeah, golden moment
First
for
trophy ever.
And I want to signal, I don't know if any of you all saw it, but they had the tifo. At the side.
Mhm.
So the
Yeah.
tifo,
Father and the
you
sons.
heard about that story?
Yeah.
That is insane. Just in case all didn't hear. The father and his son in 2016 against United, they scored the first goal and celebrate with them and
And the cameraman had catch them.
Yeah. And I think it's only like 2 or 3 months away he passed away.
Yeah.
Before he got to go to the final. So the two sons went, look, what's your report?
That's
Horse
good.
racing.
That's
Yeah.
good. That's good fans.
Yeah. And the sons were there, they put the tifo, and it's a different kind of tifo compared to everybody else who's going more the aggressive. This is more of a family oriented.
Imagine
Yeah.
those fans did that and Liverpool couldn't even cheer Trent.
And with that, we're going to take a break. Oh, let's stay tuned now. Them real on trend.
You had to bring up Liverpool, big up Crystal Palace all
Yeah,
year.
boy, well done, well done. Well, you have as much trophies as Arsenal in the last 5.5 years.
Yes, correct.
You know.
That coach only in there 18 months, and he has won as much as Arteta with 1/10 of the budget. Eh?
All right, and that's the break. We'll catch you later.
On the next side.
Do you think you know Premier League or Champions League football? What about international cricket or the IPL and CPL? How about NBA basketball? Well, now you can put your skills to work to earn some extra cash by betting on the games with TT Bet Arena. Simply go to our website, choose a sport you want to bet on, find the games and place your bets. And with your computer or mobile device, you can bet from anywhere. Just go to ttbetarena.com, sign up for a free account, make a deposit, and start betting. It's that simple. You can even qualify for our $2,000 sign-up bonus. We also have horse racing, plus live casino games where you can bet using TT dollars. And check our new Tobago location at 7B Milford Road, Crown Point. For more info, call or WhatsApp 494-0634. TT Bet Arena, the #1 sports betting company in Trinidad and Tobago.
The biggest 5K in TNT takes place Sunday, May 25th at QRC. Start time 6 a.m. Run, step on, run. Breakfast inclusive. The highest payout of prize money for a 5K with a first prize of $5,000 and cash prizes up to 10th place. Lots of giveaway and medals for all participants. Registration is $200. Get registered now online at trinbagoevents.com. Call 345-3380 and 482-5531 or visit Stefan Reese Production on Facebook for more info. Part proceeds goes to the Autistic Society of TNT and the Coover Children's Crisis Center.
All right, so we're back, and things have calmed down. We have calmed down. All right,
No, the
we
first,
are back.
the first,
The first part come down.
right? So the next name, so it's Shane, right? And next to Shane name, look at the two teams. It comes back.
Boy, you see, Arsenal, they get revenge.
They cost me.
Because they get revenge.
They cost
All
me.
right, I would not take Newcastle to beat Arsenal. I'm sorry.
Did you watch that game?
Not at the Emirates.
Did you watch that game?
Nah, Newcastle
Newcastle was the poison then.
real trouble. Newcastle real trouble.
Newcastle was the poison then. If they miss Isaac, you could tell they miss
Yeah.
Isaac up front. They miss a clinical.
Why he didn't start?
Because he signed in for Arsenal, so he just stepping aside.
I don't think he is.
No, but that is it all.
Anyway, so we're gonna recap the TT better in the power play of the week. And why Ross uncle calling you?
Ras uncle.
Ross.
Who's
Ross uncle. Why
Oh.
Ross uncle calling you and not Ross?
Don't study me business, sir. You just vaccine calling you.
Ross uncle, you know, not my uncle, but
And
Ross uncle.
you want to hear the funny thing of that?
Uh,
I'm my cousin.
Your cousin.
I'm my cousin.
And your uncle?
I'm my cousin.
All right, but I told you
That's the oldest cousin in the family.
But I told you your uncle. All right, cousin.
Anyway, let me go
Get
with
the
the
man family correct now, Dre.
Listen, I didn't even know who it was until he called me.
Anyway,
I think he introduced himself as Ross uncle.
Nah, go ahead. Right. Thank
so
you.
TT Betarina power play of the week last week. And it went like this. Shane took Arsenal versus Newcastle. He took Newcastle or a draw. Arsenal won the game 1-0.
That was a good bet, eh?
So Ross took Brentford versus Fulham. Both teams to score. Yeah, you actually boy, that 5 goals in that game.
Yeah.
I thought Brentford would run away with that game on time.
You know you could have bet your
Spicy
Brentford
Fulham
originally,
in the game
Brentford.
I know, but you all didn't allow it.
You didn't want it. You back out.
No, I didn't.
You back out.
No, I
Anyway,
didn't.
let's go on.
All right. And finally, I took Leicester City in the battle of the relegated teams. Leicester City to win outright versus Ipswich. All right, so going into the final game. week.
Call out the overall scores. Let the people know.
Wait now.
How you getting on so?
Calm down.
Five
now.
seats today.
Going and call it out.
And it's not just the final game week. We still have 5 shows in the season.
I understand,
All ain't catching me.
but I'm saying.
I'm gonna get run over.
Here we go. So Shane is currently on 19 winning picks. I have 18 winning picks. And Ross has 17 winning picks.
Yeah.
Close boy going on.
Really tight. All right.
At the end of June,
Ross uncle calling him.
yeah, yes.
You cannot be serious. That's the first name. You have an uncle named Fred.
It is not my uncle.
Fred.
We technically have uncle named Fred.
We have
His
an
name-
uncle named
no.
Martin and we just call him Fred. First we want an Uncle Fred. We actually have an Uncle Fred. Or cousin Fred.
Cousin.
We have an Uncle Martin and we just call him Fred.
And
Oh,
his
Fred.
name is Frederick.
Well, all right, I Fred.
Jeez,
Just telling me what.
Yeah, that's what I just, that one outside.
Oh boy.
We're
Alright.
filming at the moment.
Everybody calling during the course of this show. This
He doesn't know.
Boy, no, well, I mean, I get a couple calls too. What we're going on?
Yeah, well, we understand you.
Well,
You're
We nobody isn't.
Come on, let me go on.
Anyway,
Yeah. Come
all
on.
right. So the power play picks for this week, myself and nobody's,
Just remember that.
Yeah.
So when
as
you
they have been recognized by one of the nobodies.
when you see us out, you know to check for the wrongs and them kind of thing. Be
yeah.
somebody.
Yeah, check the pipe. That's why to drink water. Right, so tell you what. So Manchester United versus Aston Villa. Shane taking United to win that game.
Yeah.
That will
You're
pay
winning.
$4.11.
You're winning.
Yeah, the payment on that $4.11.
Yeah.
Ipswich versus West Ham. I'm taking over 3.5 in that game. I think, yeah.
What happened?
Say that again.
$2.25.
Say that again.
So when you
Over
trying to tell me
3.5.
you trying to tell me that game more likely to happen than United to win?
Yeah.
Okay.
That more than 3 goals, like, yeah. Yeah, boy. And then, that real. Not real. I mean, I don't know why. Maybe
But
because
I went over the
but
top here.
they're expecting United to rest players or something.
I think in the last
What
game of the
result do they
season,
get? What result do they get over the weekend? Go on.
Now we lost.
we lost to Chelsea.
No, we lost to West Ham.
We lost to Chelsea.
Chelsea, yeah, 2-0.
Chelsea, we told them
1-0.
1-0. All right. And finally,
Back in time.
Ross is taking Wolves versus Brentford. He's taking Brentford to win. And it's over 3.5.
Yeah.
Oh wait, no, I put under. Hold on.
But we just give you one job every week.
Easy now. I just had to go back here. Hold on now.
Yeah, but
We give you one job.
yeah, but we flimming, boy.
And
Flimming.
Oh shoot, I said that.
Oh, we're paying more. All right. Hold on. I'm right back in here.
So
Right,
it's
good.
going on. All right, good.
Okay. All right.
You want Leo to cheat and you call over all?
No.
No,
Let's leave it later
we'll
on.
leave it there. So.
All right, Leo.
All right.
Hard luck.
All right. I have it here now.
You
You
sure?
sure?
I'll put it to the Yeah. I'll put it to the
Fed up are you, yes?
All
We
right.
give you one thing to do every week, you know. One thing. 2, show up and read the power play.
Show up on time.
Nah, I give up on that.
All right, so quick we do that. Right. So
Yeah,
Wolves
let me hear.
versus Brentford. Ross is taking Brentford to win an over 3.5 goals. That will pay $4.98.
98.
$4.98. So the three bets combined will pay $46.05 per dollar. All right, so
Putting 100 on that.
Yeah,
we gone heavy.
Yeah.
We're taking a little risk going into the last
Not,
week here.
we're not taking a little risk. We're taking a very risk.
Nah,
Yeah,
nothing risky
yeah.
about what we
Taking
did.
a little risk.
All right.
That last day, goals are scored.
That's true.
So I think the hardest pick out of all of them is United to win.
I don't know. Well, Villa playing for Champions League spot. Well, yeah, that will be a little. Yeah,
That is why I guess.
that'll be tough.
And all depends on what happens Wednesday too. Right.
Yeah. All right. So, with all of that said, we want to give you some information from TT Bet Arena because, of course, TT Bet Arena, one of our sponsors, and he sponsored this segment. So, this coming Sunday, of course, will be the last day of league football for the major football leagues in Europe, and we're going to explain now why these final games are so important in Europe. So, listen up carefully because honestly, we handled last week, right? So, we already know Liverpool are the English Premier League champions this year. Also, Bayern Munich are the champions of Germany, and PSG are the champions in France. However, in Italy, the winner of Serie A is still to be decided, as we mentioned a little bit earlier on. Napoli on 79 points, Inter Milan on 78 points. And the final games of Serie A for the season will be this Sunday, and Napoli will be at home to Calgary, and Inter will be away to Como. All right, so two very important games.
Como, you know, easy side, eh?
Yeah, on the final day of
Como
Serie
running.
A on Sunday with all 20 teams in action. Okay? Now, also on Sunday, it will be the final league games for the Premier League. And even though Liverpool have already been crowned champions, the battle for Champions League places next season is at a climax. So that's because top 5 teams in the Premier League will qualify for the Champions League next year. And as you can see on the table here, the teams between 3rd and 7th are separated by just one single point. Meaning, yeah. So those teams are Newcastle, Chelsea, Aston Villa, Manchester City, and Nottingham Forest. That means these games on Sunday will be very, very important. So you may want to pay extra attention to the games involving these 5 teams, which I will be placing my bets there because they have something to play for,
In and around.
as opposed to teams that don't have something to play for.
Yeah. Manchester
So,
United.
looking at those 5 teams, we can see Man City will be away to Fulham. Aston Villa will be away to Manchester United. Newcastle will be
Pressure.
at home to Everton. Chelsea will be away to Nottingham Forest. So, those are the games in the Premier League. And Serie A, you might want to include some Serie A games in your accumulators this week. Of course, when betting with TT Bet Arena. Because you know these teams will be going all out to secure victories. That is Napoli and Inter, who try to win the Serie A, and those teams in the Premier League who will be trying to secure their place in Champions League next season. And note, all 20 teams in the Premier League will be in action on Sunday. So there are real games to choose from.
At the same time,
On
11
Sunday.
a.m.
Nice
And-
real
and-
games.
And it's not the same thing for
All
Serie
leagues.
A, eh?
All leagues.
Nice 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
10 games. 10
Yeah, because we have
No. It's 10
some,
games.
we have some games tomorrow.
No, it's 10 games.
So-
10 games
We're,
Sunday.
we're playing tomorrow
is for the
Wednesday.
weekend.
This
Oh, I was
weekend.
missing. I didn't see this one down to the bottom.
Yeah,
I had to open
it's-
it up. Right.
yeah.
All right, cool. No problem. So, look. Anil Roberts,
Who's
no
Anil?
messaging me
Uh-huh.
to find out when Stefan Run is.
Right, so we tell him we'll call it back after.
Yeah.
Could we please finish?
I want to call about that.
Yeah, me too.
All right, and I message him back.
Yeah.
You know, when a man with a mouth loud and says, "Oh, message you," you take the silence because the next time I get a call.
Yeah, if he yell now, you can
Yeah.
probably hear him. You know?
Oh yeah.
So are you allowing him to partake?
No, his daughter wants to.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, daughter involved in a lot of sports and that kind of thing.
Oh,
Yeah,
nice one. So
we
me
have
too?
Anil on the show, there, you know?
That's not a problem.
Yeah, we have Anil on the show.
Or sure, or they want to have Anil on the show.
Yeah.
But that could be the Anil Robert show.
Well,
Anil
alright,
will
cool.
talk, listen, Anil will talk the whole hour. I doubt you're getting a word.
Let him talk.
When he
Once
start-
he and the Bears.
When he start a rattle
Yeah,
off,
but what side he's by? He's what? He's
Manchester United.
Oh God, well I can hammer him, going and coming. Forget that.
And you know what is with these politicians?
Brian.
Brian Big, Manchester United. Alan Roberts, Manchester United. Gary Griffith, Manchester United.
I'm gonna say something. Let me move on, now, please.
Yeah, please.
Let me move on, now, please, because you're tempting me to say something, and he'll go for. Let's just move on and pick up his son.
He won't take it.
Alright.
You know, he's my boy.
Right, so I tell you what. Those are the TT Better Reader picks. That is the information coming out from TT Better Reader as it relates to the games coming up this weekend.
Mm-hmm.
Make sure and get your bets in early. You have a lot of time to place your bets. So, and a lot of games to choose from. All right, so with that, we're going to take a break. When we come back, main games to come in the English Premier League. Some of which we mentioned a little while ago, but we're going to touch on some basketball as well.
Yeah.
So make sure and look out for that.
And I
You
let
know-
how good Stefan is at basketball.
You know,
Yeah.
you know what I find very insulting? That Manchester United versus Tottenham is not in this.
This end after that.
It doesn't matter.
Well,
What's
just
that?
mention it. Now. Manchester United versus Tottenham. You forget it's a Thursday. We all know.
Oh my God.
Bye. We'll be back.
All right, we got back after this. Stay tuned.
Do you think you know Premier League or Champions League football? What about international cricket or the IPL and CPL? How about NBA basketball? Well, now you can put your skills to work to earn some extra cash by betting on the games with TT Bet Arena. Simply go to our website, choose a sport you want to bet on, find the games and place your bets. And with your computer or mobile device, you can bet from anywhere. Just go to ttbetarena.com, sign up for a free account, make a deposit, and start betting. It's that simple. You can even qualify for our $2,000 sign-up bonus. We also have horse racing, plus live casino games where you can bet using TT dollars. And check our new Tobago location at 7B Milford Road, Crown Point. For more info, call or WhatsApp 494-0634. TT Bet Arena, the #1 sports betting company in Trinidad and Tobago.
The biggest 5K in TNT takes place Sunday, May 25th at QRC. Start time 6 a.m. Run, step on, run. Breakfast inclusive. The highest payout of prize money for a 5K with a first prize of $5,000 and cash prizes up to 10th place. Lots of giveaway and medals for all participants. Registration is $200. Get registered now online at trinbagoevents.com. Call 345-3380 and 482-5531 or visit Stefan Reese Production on Facebook for more info. Part proceeds goes to the Autistic Society of TNT and the Coover Children's Crisis Center.
All right, people. So we are back, and we just got a few more things to discuss. Main games to come. Now we mentioned some of this a little while ago in the TT Better Reader segment. So the EPL last day fixtures.
Before we get to that, so please, Ross Brain. We are airing on a Thursday now. Wednesday's Manchester United versus Tottenham. Ross, what do you think will happen? Let me see if I get right or wrong.
Did I finalize that?
Yeah, you did. You told me that.
I told you
Wait,
we
wait.
were this now.
Yes, that
Yeah,
you
you
said.
told us that because some.
You said the AC man is showing on a Wednesday. We'll be on a Thursday
Yeah, but we-
at 8. You can finalize it now, or you want to come back in?
Just on.
Yeah, well, all right.
I'm gonna call
Live on the show?
Yeah. That's
Yeah, Ross, what do you think on that?
On the good, on the chat. Yeah.
To be honest with you, I think United has more experience, so I think they're gonna go through.
Well, yeah.
I think they're gonna win it
Well, and
because of the experience.
But on MB Tottenham.
Yeah, but they're not accustomed, just like Arsenal,
Yeah.
to European
What about-
finals.
Let's hold on. Jay, when will the fifth officials be hearing from now? Wednesday 9 o'clock or Thursday 8 o'clock?
This is yeah.
No, it'll be an hour. You wouldn't put it on the Wednesday, so you rather put it Tuesday 8 o'clock.
I think you asked him this already.
So why
Which
you
day?
cannot hear the conversation?
Oh, no, we just film on a Monday. and had to edit and everything. So Tuesday could be too close.
Yeah, too close. Way too close.
Thursday is good.
Thursday, 8
So-
o'clock, right?
So he just wasted 2 minutes of film.
Film time. I think
Right.
we're gonna edit this out.
No. I think we should leave it so people can
Yeah.
see how you
No.
really
No.
is.
Yeah.
Oh,
This is
normal.
this is
Thursday, 8
him.
o'clock.
This is normal.
What you'll see on Breaking Dawn
Alright.
is not him. This
That's
is
fine.
him.
This
This is what he does.
Thursday, 8
Fine.
o'clock, people.
So,
Thank you.
so 2 minutes of wasted footage there.
No, I just wanted to confirm.
Anyway,
All right,
So what do you think?
I think based on the trend of teams that haven't won in a long time or winning trophies for the first
Remember
time.
Newcastle win the
I-
first trophy.
Newcastle, Crystal Palace, ball up now.
Yeah. I think only on that merit, I think the trend is something with the trend this year.
See,
It's that kind of year.
Is that kind of is that kind of
Nothing to do with I think Spurs is a better team or United is a better team. I just think it is a trend and they can't deny what's going on.
So PSG or Inter Milan?
PSG. But I think
PSG
Inter.
not final?
But I think Inter. I really feel Inter. But based on the trend, again, Inter has won Champions League already.
I think when you're
Yeah.
be the most informed team in the world, you should go on to win the final.
Who's the most informed team in the world?
Who's the most informed
team in
team?
the world?
Well, PSG beat Liverpool.
All right. So main games to come. EPL last day
Yeah,
fixtures.
EPL.
We kind of touch on that with the Batarina.
We did.
So I think it's going to be very interesting in the last
Yeah,
league.
those 5 games.
Yeah.
5 games. Those 5 games, I think, is going to be very
It's
heated.
going to be very
It's
interesting.
going to be heated
And
because
as we said, I gave my opinion on what I think will happen. And I think
Who
we'll
had
discuss.
more form than Liverpool?
So I think you'll get a gist of what we think is going
Yeah.
to happen on the last day.
correct.
But what I can tell you for sure, it's going to be very interesting.
Yeah. And I think the game of the weekend
Chelsea
is
first.
Chelsea Forest.
Yeah, I think that's the most interesting game.
In Forest and Chelsea have somewhat a kind of form right now.
I don't
Chelsea
believe
have
this.
to win.
Yeah, Chelsea have to win and Forest have to
Yeah,
win.
Forest, they have made an achievement that they haven't made before in making Europe. So is it that, it's more pressure on Chelsea, I think,
I can't
to
believe
make the Champions League? So,
Yeah.
but besides that, going on into Syria, it have
Liverpool had only just
Inter
one
versus-
game.
Inter
Inter
versus
versus-
Napoli.
Inter season.
Inter
And
versus
across the
Como.
board.
Napoli versus
And
Since
Napoli
that kill that game, you know.
No,
Oh no, Inter versus Como.
And Napoli
Napoli.
versus Calgary.
I honestly think Napoli's gonna take it because Como Napoli have to focus on Champions League.
I think the two of them are going to win their final game. And
And
Napoli
goal
gonna-
difference?
No. If the two of them win, Napoli's ahead by a point, and I think Inter gonna regret that last
The
goal
draw,
scoring
yeah.
and thing like that. So yeah, that is it. And finally, in the main games, we're going into the NBA,
Western,
the Western
versus
Conference
Eastern.
Finals and the Eastern Conference Finals. So, Stefan, what do you think about the Western Conference Finals?
And Liverpool not in that.
Russ,
Right.
it is Oklahoma City Thunder.
Tight. OKC,
OKC versus Pacers.
No,
Fine.
no.
Minnesota.
No, but-
oh, you say in the final?
I
Okay.
qualify.
You're going with Indiana to
In
beat
the-
New York
yeah.
on Eastern end.
But I don't know who go and get Ant-Man,
That New York team, I could start in the East first.
Go ahead, let me
I'm going to start in the East first.
I'm here.
I think the battle in the East will be Halliburton and Brunson. Right? We know that.
Remember WWE created that a few years ago?
Yeah. There's be spot on sometimes.
They did that and they had Halliburton and Brunson in
And
the
Brunson.
ring squaring
Yeah,
off
squaring
and
off and
things.
things.
Serious?
Yeah.
So, but I don't know, but I just think while Halliburton is probably the younger player,
Not really.
not really.
No. I think two of them wrong the same, but
You sure about check that?
as I've said it in the past
Brunson
few weeks,
Brunson is he just don't die.
he's the most clutch player in the NBA.
There's a fellow from Knicks.
Yeah, he like Kill Bill.
Okay.
Yeah, you know, you feel like every day, but
he come back
he just
again.
come back. He just keep
Yeah.
coming back.
Well,
He just, it had a way to bury him. It had a way to put him.
yeah.
And
I
think
get to
New
watch
York-
that game.
And I
I
think
get to watch that game.
you get to watch a game.
Yeah.
My wife fall asleep early.
Easy.
Yeah. So I get to watch that game and I'm there and I say, boy, I talking the shit. I say, boy, Nick's taking this
Yeah,
Boston out there thing. I hope she for us.
I think New York have a solid team.
No, it's Tuesday.
Tuesday.
I think New York have a solid
Technically
team.
tonight when we're watching the show.
Yeah.
I think New York have a solid team and I'll want them.
28-25.
28-25.
Brunson's 20.
But Jalen Brunson has just had different monster.
Nobody, man, is the most clutch player in the NBA.
And-
You get to the fourth quarter and the Knicks within 5, you lost.
See.
Yeah,
Telling you.
you're in trouble. So I think New
But-
York, I will
but-
take New York coming out the East.
But then again,
So it's
too,
one of those years.
but then
as I
again,
said
too,
just now.
Pacers are probably one of the most efficient scoring teams in the last few months. You know?
Yeah. Well, throughout the whole season, they've been consistent. They had a little period here with some injuries and things
I'm
like that.
talking, I'm talking efficiency in terms of field goal percentage and things like that. Dave.
Yeah. But that would be a battle in the East. That would set.
You also the crowd for
In
New
New York.
York after
I
Celtics.
wanted to show that so bad, but it had too
Too
much
much
work for the
cursing,
editor.
but yeah.
Yeah, it had too much work.
But it'll be that could be a dogfight in the
Yeah.
East between Indiana.
It'll
and
be-
New York.
I have Pacers. Something about Pacers for me. I don't know. That's just me.
I think of the home court here at Madison Square Garden is easy to walk into,
No, it's not. The
especially if
chemistry
you go
is
7,
there.
Yeah.
especially on game 7. So
I
think
don't know.
I don't know.
I'm really.
I'll
Listen,
take New York.
Earlier
It is.
last week I
New
said.
York.
Last week I said.
Your brother was happy, but
Yeah, he is. Why you all talking about right
Because
now?
the way that New York deal with Boston, they were very clinical, very professional.
But I'll put a little asterisk on
yeah,
that
put the asterisk on that.
Why?
because Tatum is injured, and when your best player is injured, it's very hard to
Yeah,
work.
but Tatum was choked in big games.
Yes, but he's your best
Big
player still.
moments.
But he's still a best player, and
Yeah.
I don't think
He could have choked, but Brown could have stepped up.
and I don't think he would have reached to the game 7 had he been fit.
Okay, I understand what you're saying.
I think it would have. Sorry, I thought it would have reached that game 7 had he been fit.
Yeah, you've been fit.
Yeah.
All right, in the West, sorry, OKC. I don't think Minnesota enough answers for Oklahoma,
For the Ant-Man.
and I like how Oklahoma went a grueling
Yeah,
he said
7-game
it weird,
series.
eh?
Yeah, I was
He
just
said
like,
it very weird.
Yeah, I thought there was
He
big
said,
man he was
he
talking
said
about.
sorry, OKC.
Yeah,
So it's like, you know,
No. What I'm saying is,
we
I said
understand
sorry,
what
OKC.
yeah, you did.
yeah.
So
Oh,
you're
sorry.
confused.
Yeah.
That's all.
No, I think OKC has been the best team in the NBA for this season by far,
Mm-hmm.
by a mile. I think Minnesota. Well, I don't think they had I don't think. Listen, I don't think Ant on his own could be that OKC team.
Ant is one of them players.
It will take. You need 2 or 3 players to
Watch,
step up
man.
big time.
Watch when they say Ant collecting star players like Thanos was collecting stones, you know.
I understand, but that
Man
OKC,
Jokic, man LeBron.
that OKC
Man
team.
Doncic.
Yeah, but it's LeBron.
Nobody man at Doncic.
Yeah, but the OKC
the
team
man
different.
at
That
Durant,
OKC.
the man at Curry, the man beat all of these players.
Yeah,
eh?
Yeah, but did he
Shame,
really
shame,
hold
shame.
on Curry though?
This
he beat them.
Yeah, but Curry wasn't there for how much games?
No. I ain't talking about that.
Oh, you're talking about the entire season.
right.
Oh.
But what I'm saying is this OKC team is a very, very well-rounded team. They almost have no weaknesses.
Right, but the stats between them, what it is.
Now
you know?
OKC better.
OKC. Okay.
Yeah.
All around. But playoffs,
OKC and
playoffs,
Is that different?
Ant-Man, OKC doesn't have a player like him in the playoffs.
Yeah, but I like how OKC went a grueling 7-game series with Denver.
And
Yeah, that is also way
Listen,
up
Show
to
that
it.
they're ready for
listen,
the
listen.
All this thing about the young and the
Listen.
experience.
This is what I was getting to earlier. Why I lost my money betting on Denver. I forgot when I was placing that bet that Russell Westbrook is playing for Denver.
Oh, you're wicked.
That is Westbrook. The man was in the corner open.
Oh, let's talk about choke. Oh, let's talk about choke. That's the choke.
Brick. He was building HGC houses.
Leave Westbrook
Fussy had
alone,
bricks.
brother, man. Leave Westbrook alone.
Yeah.
Westbrook.
Yeah,
All right.
Westbrook.
Listen, you gotta leave Westbrook alone.
Why?
I think I know because that Oklahoma City team is just a different monster. That team, let me tell you something. If you was following that team from last season, you know who strengthened that team significantly? Alex Caruso.
Yeah, well, he is one of the best defensive players in the NBA.
When they brought in Caruso, they started from the start of the season. they just start to look different defensively.
Alex Caruso is one of those players you wouldn't see his value on a stat sheet.
Yeah.
You won't see it on a stat sheet. He's
He
one
put
of
any
those
work
players.
on the court.
He's hustle.
Yeah.
He's make bad passes. So when he make a bad pass, it's not going down
Yeah,
as a
that-
steal.
yeah,
as a
that's
steal,
not
yeah,
good.
yeah,
Yeah,
stats
correct, yeah.
with it, you know. But
Yeah.
he is Alex Caruso is one of the best
Yeah.
defensive players in the NBA. And maybe they could play him on and man. Because at a point in time I saw him guarding Jokic. I was like, what?
Huh?
And
I
the
think
man was harassing him.
He's like and I don't mean to make this comparison. I don't want people to go off, but I think defensively, he is almost like a modern day Rodman in a kind of way. No, hold on.
Yes, sir.
Understand what I'm telling you?
Okay.
In terms that Rodman would be given certain assignments. Rodman is a God shack. As he make the comparison with Jokic, right?
Yeah.
Rodman would and he would
Like hurting me with this comparison.
No. I'm not making. I'm just saying
Yeah, but
from a defensive standpoint, in terms of effectiveness as a defender, being able to guard any position. So he could guard the forward, he could guard power forward, he could guard the shooting guard, he could guard the point guard, he could guard the center. You could put Alex Caruso anywhere and he will terrorize you, he will frustrate you
Mightn't
because
stop
he's
him from scoring.
intense.
But people think that Dennis Rodman is a small guy, right?
Oh, you will know.
He is 6'9", eh?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
Big.
he's slim built compared
Yeah.
to like Shaq and these guys.
But he was solid.
Yes, solid player.
Angry guy.
I would more compare Alex Caruso to like not Rodman. Rodman is to me the best defensive player the NBA has ever seen.
Alright, so you wouldn't put Caruso up there.
I would put him more like in a run artist.
Okay, I could live with that. I could live with that. Yeah. I could live with that.
A metal world piece.
And I mean,
as he would like to be called.
people have underestimated
Madman.
Dennis Rodman.
No,
But Rodman was
definitely,
really.
I think
yeah.
Dennis Rodman is the best defensive player the NBA
Not only
has
that, the best rebounder we've ever seen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember they said some practice they had and they said everybody shooting and Rodman just stand up under the ring. So
Watching to see what they're doing
So
and
the
how
ball-
the ball falls.
The
Yeah,
trajectory and thing and the
yeah,
ball
yeah,
and
he
thing like
said, well, when you shoot, your ball is take 3 rotations.
Yep.
When you shoot from, so it's take 4.
Yep.
And he was
Or
calculating
let's see
that.
Pippen interview the other day,
that. No.
where he say, give me Michael, myself, and Rodman and any other two, and we'll beat everybody.
He said who? He said what?
He said, MJ,
Mhm.
himself, and Rodman and any other
And
two,
any other two.
and he'll beat anybody.
I think so.
Blindside.
I think so. I saw the podcast with that.
I mean,
And he make a total 180 on what he say about Jordan.
Mm.
Just, you understand, because you had a book to sell.
Yeah.
So you see how
Correct.
they do the thing.
Yeah.
I mean,
Nevertheless.
I mean,
Scottie Pippen too. One of the best defensive players I have ever seen in my life. Could guard anybody.
I could probably pick up 5 that would be that true.
Nah. Don't underestimate Scottie Pippen.
I'm not saying no, but I could probably pick up 5 that would be
Right.
that true.
Pippen
What?
was one of the best defensive players ever.
Alright, let's move on.
All right, so we got the sports moment. And
You kill me with this.
get them the
he
sports
didn't see
moment.
it.
Get them the sports
He,
moment.
he did not see it.
Of course not.
He did
look
not
at
see it.
it.
When did the sports movement?
I didn't see it in the chat. I had Stefan run earlier, a little busy now, so they said everything in and out, but I can't see everything. Go ahead, talk to me.
He was running.
I was running around.
The sports movement this week is, you know, you might have your youth and things like, you know, your son. Brit might say, Ross, go out. But you had to take small man with you.
Yeah.
And they say, well, all right, baby, go and watch football. I can imagine this what will happen. Show it to you.
High vibes.
And small man was crying. Small man
Just in it.
small man just in the moment.
Yeah.
And I could see Ross doing it. Small man just in the moment. He just,
I would like to, you know, like in a bit, like what you talk about with Crystal Palace earlier.
Yeah.
The father with the 2 sons, and then you saw them now of age, and they get to see
Yeah.
them. Right.
Mm.
I would like to see small man in about 15 years.
Yeah.
In that bro. Even probably one of the wildest.
yeah.
Most
He started from young.
Yeah,
Yes, so I'll tell you what, that's the sports event of the week. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we're going to wrap things up with the blue job of the week. Stay tuned.
Do you think you know Premier League or Champions League football? What about international cricket or the IPL and CPL? How about NBA basketball? Well, now you can put your skills to work to earn some extra cash by betting on the games with TT Bet Arena. Simply go to our website, choose a sport you want to bet on, find the games, and place your bets. And with your computer or mobile device, you can bet from anywhere. Just go to ttbetarena.com, sign up for a free account, make a deposit, and start betting. It's that simple. You can even qualify for our $2,000 sign-up bonus. We also have horse racing, plus live casino games where you can bet using TT dollars. And check our new Tobago location at 7B Milford Road, Crown Point. For more info, call or WhatsApp 494-0634. TT Bet Arena, the #1 sports betting company in Trinidad and Tobago.
The biggest 5K in TNT takes place Sunday, May 25th at QRC. Start time 6 a.m. Run, step on, run. Breakfast inclusive. The highest payout of prize money for a 5K with a first prize of $5,000 and cash prizes up to 10th place. Lots of giveaway and medals for all participants. Registration is $200. Get registered now online at trinbagoevents.com. Call 345-3380 and 482-5531 or visit Stefan Reese Production on Facebook for more info. All proceeds goes to the Autistic Society of TNT and the Coover Children's Crisis Center.
All right, people, so we're back. We got one more thing to touch on, and it is the blowjob of the week. And the blowjob of the week, well, for those of you who follow the Dutch League, you would have known, as I would have known, because I bet
You
in
lost,
the Dutch League.
you lost those 5 games. Well, a few
Ajax cost no.
Yeah, cost me money too.
Cost me money too.
Ajax was 9 points clear with 5 games to go.
2 wins secure the league.
That's all they needed to do.
I watched and I jammed my Ajax partners and
And it's not
jammed them.
it's not that they didn't, it's not that they're in the position they're in now, having played tough games, you know.
I think it's the lower team.
It's the lower level
Lower
teams.
level
Yeah.
teams
I think they
that
only had
they've
one team in the top 8 in that 5 games.
in that 5 games, yeah. So I mean Ajax, and I really
Yeah, no,
thought,
you take
I
that
really thought this
blowjob.
was a yeah.
Me too.
Because betting on the, I just play my bets in the
Stefan,
in the Dutch League.
Stefan with 5 games to go, they up by 9. I done right up that
They done
league.
right up.
Yeah, I wasn't looking at that again.
They done right up that league.
And they came from a little way back, you know.
Yeah,
And they had
they
a
keep.
serious run off form, you know.
But
And then
the thing about it,
I mean, big up
the
PS. Big up PS.
Yeah, no, yeah, they get PSV their stripes so that.
yes, he scored like 100 goals.
It's so many goals end up scoring.
Check it and you'll see.
You
I
serious?
think I would have
Where was he?
100 goals in that league.
The
And
coach,
about
the
22
coach
games.
for Ajax resigned today
He have
or
to.
over the weekend, I should say.
He have to.
And guess who come back into the fold? Who? For Ajax.
Who?
ETH boy, the old Eric Ten Hag. And he did numbers for them though. He won 3. No, he won 3 titles. He won 3 titles. Take them to a final.
I can't find all of it.
What do you mean they can't find Netherlands?
Look at the it wasn't there. I didn't see it.
You're blind now.
103 goals.
Yeah, 103 goals. That's the last following the league.
Hey.
I follow the league, so I just always bet PSV on a handicap. Because you know they're going to score like 2, 3, 4
See.
goals. You know?
103 goals.
How much you concede?
39. Not much neither.
Yeah.
Wow.
They had the third lowest.
Yeah.
Third lowest goals
Score
conceded.
Wow.
PSV score real goals.
Alright, but Ajax, you'll take that blowjob,
Yeah.
and
But I knew-
your reward for that is Eric Ten Hag.
Yeah. Only gone from the mighty Ajax football club to Ajax soap powder that we used to wash things with long time.
Ajax?
Ajax, yeah. Well, Ajax. We had to pronounce all Ajax now. All it can be pronounced Ajax.
Because you know that used to grind my gears. When I watching football
Ajax and Ajax.
and a man come up and ball, boy, you see what going on with Ajax? I said, brother, I can't take you on.
Just to end it off with my Arsenal banter. When I was small, I thought Arsene Wenger own Arsenal. No? I thought that named the club after him.
No, I think he was on the board, not so.
No, I thought they named Arsenal after
Arsene Wenger.
because I was.
Oh. I
Anyways,
see.
it's nice. We will be back next week, and remember every
That's right.
Thursday at 8 p.m. Correct?
Every Thursday at 8 p.m. and people don't forget Stefan Run is Sunday, May 25th.
Go United.
Sold
6
out.
p.m.
On a
Sold out.
stick. Hard luck.
Registration closed. So
And you know, me and Russ was no coming and register.
Yeah, we are now coming out.
Hey,
Yeah, you put up for nothing.
and then we heard you better be holding out and losing effort too.
Hey, Wednesday.
We out.
And take a little choke on the picks for the football. It
Do it.
made 46-1. So don't let that pass you. Even if we play for $10, you can make $450. So we out until next week.
Next week.
Enjoy. More on sports.